Hey folks, today I thought I would sit down and try this awesome kit that I got for Christmas, and this is a stenciled book edges kit. I think this particular company at least has a few different versions. I saw like a Romantices one, and maybe there was a classic one, I can't remember, but this I think has a little bit of everything, or in fact it could be the Romantices one because I'm seeing things that would definitely fit that trope. Anyway, it says turn your favourite books into custom works of art, so I thought I could trial this on some of the gratefully gifted and received ARC copies, PR book mail, things that I've read and really enjoyed, to try this on and kind of just make them my own. Now it does come with a selection of specific stencils. I don't think I'm feeling very ready to freestyle things, so that will have to wait until I'm feeling a bit more confident in my artistic skills and abilities. But we do have 6 vinyl adhesive stencils. They've got 10 designs, so you don't have to do the whole thing going through. You can like pick and choose, right? But I did want to try it and block out the colour of the edges first. So I do have paints. It does come with these little potted paints. Comes with 2 book clamps, sponges and a foam brush, but I was like, I've got paintbrushes, I've got paint, so I'm just going to use paint that I already have opened. And this is the lone paintbrush which I used to use for oil painting years ago, that I could find. I don't know where everything else has gone. I bet I'm going to find them after, you know, taking the time to do this now. But it says on the back, there's something special about reading a decorated edge edition of a book. Now you can add a touch of antiquarian finery to your bookshelf by learning a modern take on this centuries-old technique. With a splash of colour and images along the outer edge of your book, you not only make the book more aesthetically pleasing, but you can add meaningful details and secret symbolism from the story. With these creative additions, every inch of your book is a canvas for your imagination and creativity. These designs will add beauty and value to your private collection, or they make an excellent gift. So I will be keeping these for myself because obviously they're ARCs. Unless I give them away, they will not be leaving my collection. So yeah, this is by Chartwell Books, and let's have a look a bit more of what's inside the content. The thing comes, we've got I believe it's a 96-page booklet that has step-by-step how to do things, and I really like how detailed it is. Actually, I wasn't expecting it to have all this information, but it goes through, you know, what's in the kit, a little bit of an introduction to book edges, stenciling book edges, getting started, all these sort of things. So I am looking forward to breezing through some of this. Oh, it even gives you like beyond stenciling what you can do with spray painting, cosmic edges, like a marbling effect. This is so cool. Anyway, I think I'm going to just stick with the simple stencils that we have, at least for this video, whilst I get used to it. I'm going to be using the clamps that they include. Might use some of the sponges. I've got a glass of water here to rinse off my brushes and some paper towel rather. And then here are the stencils themselves. I do believe they have the sticky peel, so they, you know, stay attached, they don't move around as you're working, which is super helpful. So let me just get myself set up and let's give this a go. Use water because that could like ripple and warp the pages. I know to do it drier, small light strokes of product, and I can re-add once things dry. The stencils aren't reusable. It suggests what you can do, like remaking your own one, that sort of thing. And I probably should be using a hardback book because that will have like more sturdiness. I know I'm supposed to cover these with some paper or board or whatever, but I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it. So in case you're interested, I'm using A Rather Vengeful Accord by Daniel Knight, which I have a review for on the channel. And let's go ahead and choose the stencil that I think would be best. I do have a high idea in mind, utilizing 2 stencils, but now that I know it loses stick and it may cause bleeding if I try to reuse things, I'm a bit apprehensive. So let's just see what we've got. These are what we're working with. I was most intrigued for this particular book at least. Oh, I didn't know that it had letters as well. That's awesome. I was more intrigued in this design with like the sun and the moon. So I thought that could look pretty cool on it, with a sword on either edge or maybe the top and the bottom. So we'll have to see how that works. It does say you can cut things to size, but yeah, I'm gonna grab scissors just in case I need to do, and then I'm just gonna let this roll and see what happens. Very measured hopes and expectations of how my results are with just how I did it. I think the stenciling kit is awesome on its own. I would have liked if they were like more reusable, if you could put like a sticky substance that doesn't ruin the page and then put it down, and then, you know, the actual stencil itself is reusable, or even risk just a regular stencil. I think you can just buy online and hold it in place and just kind of risk that, letting it dry without the stickiness. But I forgot the tangent that I was going on. My own abilities, because I was more nervous about this than I thought I was going to be. I'm unsure of. I know it's going to be patchy. It's probably going to be out of line. I think maybe the sword might come out the best out of the two. But yeah, I will come back to you when I think it's dry, or when it's dry enough for me to remove the stencil at least. And I already ripped it when I was peeling it apart. This is definitely very delicate. I do like that it sticks, it adheres to it, and I think that's probably why, obviously, it's a thinner material and not reusable. But I think I probably will go through these as and when I want to, but I will also invest in some reusable, like the thicker stencils, the regular stencils, you know, when like what you do as a kid colouring in. Yeah, I think I'll do that. But yeah, I'll come back with the finished results. So here's the finished result. A little bit clunky as predicted, and I did get a little bit of the black on the yellow, but I reckon I could probably go over that at any point once I'm happy with how dry it is and I don't worry about smudging. But it's crisper than I expected, and as predicted, the sword at the top came out much better. At a later day, or when I've got a longer day, because I started this really late in the night, I could take my time, go over it, try and find my paintbrushes, or at least like buy some nice new ones and kind of go over the bits that I want to perfect or continue on with this. It was a little bit stiff, but I think the best part of it, and the most time taken, to be fair, was pulling the pages apart and like getting that crisp crunch of just fleshing it out, really. And I don't think it looks too bad. I know I have that little splodge, but as I say, that's something that I can correct. And just look, it's so pretty. I really like this. I had so much fun, and I am looking forward to customizing more of my other books. I just think it adds that extra little touch to books that you love and want to keep and cherish forever, or just being creative and artistic and, you know, doing little designs that might fit the theme nicely or remind you of something. Just like the box set, actually, at the beginning I realized I was pretty much saying that. I was like, where have I heard that before? But yeah, I had a great time doing this. This was so much fun. Thank you for watching. Bye.